3, 2, 1.
Please stand by for further details. We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Hello to those of you who are feeling called to this reading in particular. Mystery reading at number 1200. My name is Elizabeth, and before getting into this reading, if you are a recurring viewer, you enjoy my work, and you would like to help support it, feel free to do so by sticking around and hitting the subscribe button down below, ringing the notification bell next to it if you feel called to. And if you do feel called to subscribe and stick around, welcome, and thank you very much for your support, as well as your presence during this reading. So, starting with interpreting the number 1200. As we have been saying in a lot of readings lately, the number 1 is about having trust and faith. And as soon as I just looked down at the timer, saw the number 123, which is about trusting that everything happens for a reason. So as part of having trust, you are being encouraged to trust the process and where you feel called, the kind of decisions that you feel called to make. What is your intuition telling you? And maybe you can also ask yourself, how do you feel called to use your strength as well? Having trust and faith can be about having these feelings within yourself, or for the universe, your faith, whatever higher power you believe in, or maybe another person, or just a certain situation. I am leaning more into the idea of a certain situation because of the messages about trusting the process and that everything happens for a reason. And I just looked down at the timer, saw the number 234 again. Wow. Definitely trust that everything happens for a reason. If you are feeling anxious about uncertainty, it's okay to feel that way. But it's also okay to have more hope. More trust and faith, like I was talking about. The number 2 could be confirmation of a significant relationship or situation that is on your mind right now. It's also about being wise about your choices, not rushing or making decisions out of fear, and instead out of trust and faith, out of whatever your intuition and your instincts are telling you. This could be a call here for you to choose to protect yourself, your future, your peace, your resources, your time, your energy. There could be a need here to set or reinforce some boundaries, but no matter what choice or choices you are being presented with whatever situation or relationship you're trying to navigate, be wise with your decisions and don't rush if you don't have to. There are 2 zeros in the number 1200, and I see the number 0 as being connected to recurring themes or patterns, which can show up in the form of spiritual communication, like signs, messages, readings, etc. It can show up in your experiences and the way that things align in interesting ways. Or these patterns and recurring themes could be showing up in another or a different way. No matter what, it is a call to pay attention to connect the dots. Maybe to see the bigger picture, the fuller picture. I also see the number 0 as not, as confirmation or guidance for you to put yourself first, to choose yourself if you need to, which kind of ties back into what we were talking about with protecting yourself and setting or reinforcing some boundaries. Maybe there is a relationship, a situation here where it's okay for you to be more selfish, more generous toward yourself. If you are talking to your spirit guides, you're connected spiritually in that way, this is a call for you to pay attention, especially if it shows up in a pattern way, the signs or the symbols or whatever. And since there are 2 zeros, the messages about patterns or themes or putting yourself first are a little stronger than what we talk about with trust and faith and your decisions. It feels like encouragement for you to choose yourself if you need to, or to have trust and faith in the guidance, the messages that you are receiving, or even what you're noticing in your own reality or experiences. Of course, it's just as important to have trust and faith and to be wise with your decisions, but the zeros in particular do feel like a confirmation for somebody in some way. When you add up these numbers, 1 plus 2 plus 0 plus 0, you get the number 3. And the number 3 is about using your voice, communicating, taking an opportunity to heal and to grow. Yeah, I'm really, really feeling connected to, when it comes to being wise about your choices, really recognizing and honoring the power that you do have in a certain situation or relationship. Overall, this number, 1200, has encouraged you to have trust and faith and to be wise with your choices when it comes to a specific relationship or situation. Yeah, this isn't about having general trust and faith. It's something specific. And because of the idea of your choices, you really got to trust yourself and believe in your ability to discern what's real and what isn't. Use your voice if you feel called to, if this feels like an opportunity to do so, because you deserve to be heard and to be treated fairly, to be seen, to feel supported. Heal or to grow or to learn something. This is confirmation. You've also been encouraged to pay attention to any recurring patterns or themes, especially when it comes to spiritual communication or the way that things align. You're seeing these patterns for a reason, and it's okay to put yourself first if you need to, and sometimes if you just want to. It really just depends on the context, but for somebody, it's okay to put yourself first, to choose yourself. So you can clearly see that there are a few decks of cards on the table. Right here we have the Nightmare Before Christmas tarot cards, and these are just a deck of cards that I made myself, as well as these deck of index cards too. And I did use these cards on myself more often at one point, and now I just use them in readings now for other people. But we're going to start with drawing out one of these tarot cards. Interesting. We have the Three of Cups in reverse. The first thing that I noticed is the number 3. Communication, self-expression, using your voice, healing and growing. When we look at the Three of Cups, it says philosophical, solitude, detached, grow, loner, learn, and silent. Just in case it might be relevant for somebody, upright. It says party, family, celebration, fun times, social, and love in the air. Not all of these words have to resonate for you, by the way. There's also a symbol here. I think that's also, it's both for Venus and femininity. I'm pretty sure. Right? If not, that's okay. It was in reverse anyway. What really stood out to me with this card was the idea of solitude and reflecting, thinking. There's also potential here to celebrate something. So while things might feel tense or uncertain right now, if they do, there's potential for something to be celebrated. You can put yourself first and get a good outcome. You can be more selfish and get a good outcome, but of course, if it's fair. Just make sure your voice is heard, really. And as this card says, and as I've already talked about with the number 3, take this opportunity to grow. What is there to learn here about yourself? And whatever these choices, this decision is related to. Let's go ahead and draw one of these cards. Oh, it kind of just fell on the table there. Perfect. Oh, this is a really nice card. It says grace and love. It has a flower there. This is actually really positive. Because right now there's potential for a celebration or to really connect with somebody or a group of people. To communicate. And there's grace here. Love. This is exciting in a way. Let's go ahead and get one of these index cards over here. I'm waiting on you. Somebody is waiting. This could be someone in this physical reality. It could be someone on the other side. Someone is waiting for you to make a decision, to see something, to come to a conclusion. Let me think for a second about this card. Maybe this is reassurance that somebody isn't going anywhere. Or like, you need to do something or say something for something else to be initiated. Like I said, this could be like a spirit guide waiting to see what you do, for you to see the signs, the patterns. This could be someone outside of you, like just waiting to hear back from you, what you want to do. It's also very possible that this is in relation to something that I'm not picking up on, but you feel intuitively. Overall, this reading has encouraged you a little bit to have trust and faith in yourself, the universe, maybe another person, or just a certain situation. Have trust in the process. There is a significant relationship or situation in this reading, and it's important that you navigate whatever or whoever this is out of trust, faith, hope, and confidence rather than fear, hopelessness, faithlessness, self-doubt. Trust whatever you choose to do here, especially if you are just, being honest with yourself and you're trying to be honest with others in the spirit of the number 3 with using your voice. There's an opportunity to grow, maybe even heal, but there's also potential to celebrate. Pay attention to the messages, the signs, the synchronicities, the patterns that you're receiving or seeing from the universe or your spirit guides, because they're always ready and willing to help and support you, especially when it comes to having trust and faith in yourself. I think if the universe wants us to see anything right now, is that we are capable of anything we set our mind to. Literally, because that's how manifestation works. If you want to get the good outcome, you have to have a positive outlook, a positive mindset. And no, that doesn't guarantee anything except your peace, honestly. And I personally think that's priceless, something always worth protecting. And it's okay to put yourself first, and maybe if you do, it will turn out better than you're afraid of. I am definitely seeing grace and love in this situation. Have grace and love for yourself, and offer the same to others, especially if that's what you would like to receive in return. This "I'm waiting on you" card is at the very least acknowledgement that whatever you do moving forward will have an impact. It will have an effect. So be wise, not only for yourself, but also for those around you. Is there anything else to get from this reading? Not really. Trust, faith, wisdom, patterns, choosing yourself if you need to, a potential for some sort of celebration, grace, love, and a threshold. Yeah, there's something that's hard to describe but significant about whoever or whatever is waiting on you, this threshold.